Are you about to buy your first property in the UAE or just thinking about buying your second and you did not know what was going on too much during the first transaction? 2 seconds and I will be sharing with you the basics that you need to know to go through the transaction smoothly. Hello everyone, my name is Rubert, lawyer and arbitrator with a base in Dubai, UAE for the past 15 years. I'm very happy to be here with all of you today to be talking about one of my legal passions, which is real estate, in many instances paired with arbitration. But today we're going to talk about the positive side of the economy. When there is litigation, I usually refer to it as the negative side. So the positive side is when people sign contracts, buy properties, invest, right? So that's what we are going to be talking about today. It's not surprising that we talk about real estate developments and real estate investments in Dubai. Dubai is an emirate, it's a city made to impress. We have 7-star hotels, we have the tallest buildings in the world, man-made islands. It's not surprising. For the past 20 years, it's been receiving investors. Today, we can see that the desert line is very far away. Before, it was very narrow. Construction and development was surrounding Sheikh Zayed Road that crosses the country and crosses the Emirate of Dubai as well. But today, to see the desert, we have to drive a little bit farther east. Yeah, very good. So I'm going to be addressing the questions that most people ask me, namely, where can I buy? How much does it cost? Or is this price, do you think is market price? Costs, what cost do I need to keep in mind when I buy a property in Dubai? Also, documents, what documents do I need to prepare if I want to buy through myself as an individual, or you want to buy through a company? What do you need to keep in mind? And also, I will be talking about the contracts, the forms, the official forms, and a little bit as well about the unofficial forms. So buckle up, we are going to start. Where can we buy real estate? We can buy real estate since 2006 through a couple of decrees. The government of Dubai allowed non-nationals to buy real estate property. Do not worry, because you will be able to buy 95% in the areas of attraction. What are those areas? So usually the downtown area where Burj Khalifa and Dubai Mall is located. Then you can also buy in the IFC, you can also buy in Dubai Marina, you can also buy in all the desert, Dubai Hills, Arabian Ranches, Motor City, you name it, because it's quite extensive by now. As I was saying, the desert now is really further down. In my head, I try to think that the prohibited areas, you will be able to rent there, but you will not be able to buy, are the old areas. You go to Dera, to the old souk, the spice souk, Pastaquilla. In that area, you cannot buy. And also, if you go to Jumeirah is the area next to the water. I wouldn't say open beach, because there are very small areas of open beach as we know them. In those areas you cannot buy. If you think of them, usually it's low-rise buildings. In the area of Jumeirah, we hardly have any buildings. It's mostly villas. Yeah, so since 2006, there are some areas and non-nationals are allowed to purchase. We talked about the areas. The next question that many people ask me is, how much is real estate worth in the UAE? I had a couple of cases of instances where I actually had to check the price, and we actually detected that the purchase price was inflated by 500,000 dirhams or so. So with the information that I'm going to tell you now, mainly the databases, the websites. The websites, the most common ones, Property Finder and Dubiso, you are going to be able to search by area, by size, by price, by number of rooms, you name it. Also, if you are thinking, I want to buy to invest, I would like to buy and rent, this is good because you can check how much it's going to cost you. You can also check for how much you will be able to rent it. So you can make your numbers and make a proper decision. So once you know, okay, this is the area, this is the property, this is the price, what are the costs involved? Because this is important also when you draw your numbers to know the margin of your investment, etc. Right? The costs are very simple. It's 4% on the purchase price. That this is paid by the buyer. It used to be the time when it was 2%, and overnight it was doubled. It's still very reasonable when we compare it to most international jurisdictions. Then we have a number of small items like title deed, issuance fees, land map fees, knowledge fees, innovation fees. This is very minor, and depending on the characteristics, because if the land is subject to the Dubai municipality or not, you will have different prices. I have it in front of me. It's nothing major. If you add them, it will not be more than 1,000 dirhams. Then what we need to keep in mind is that for a number of years, the Dubai Land Department decentralized the execution of these transactions. So you don't go to the land department to sign the transfer. You actually go to a trustee office, a registration trustee office. So we need to pay the trustee office. How much do we pay? If the property costs less than 500,000 dirhams, you will pay 2,000 dirhams. If it costs more than 500,000 dirhams, then you will pay 4,000. Yeah. Then another cost to keep in mind, if you are thinking to buy with a property, or you don't know, I don't know if I want to buy with a property or individually, then you will need to register that company. If you already have other companies and you are registered, you already have other properties and your company is registered with the Dubai Land Department, you will not have to pay this. So you pay singly for the registration of the company. So for this, it will be 2,000 dirhams if your company is established in Dubai, or it will be 4,000 if your company is established abroad. You need to check, especially if you are setting up a company for the purposes of holding real estate. It's very important that you double check this. Before, it was possible to buy through companies established in other Emirates. Today is complicated. There are some free zones or jurisdictions out of Dubai that will be permitted, but this is based on memorandums of understanding between the Dubai Land Department and those jurisdictions. So you please ensure, if you want to own property and you want to set up a company for this purpose, stay in the Emirate of Dubai, or double check with the authorities or ask me whether you will be able to buy with a company in a given jurisdiction. Okay? What documents do you need to prepare? Yes, we're gonna divide in two groups. If we buy in an individual capacity, or we buy through a company. If we buy individually, we are going to have to prepare our passport, simple. Emirates ID, if we have it. Emirates ID is the identity card of that UAE residents hold. And then if we are sellers, just to keep in mind, if you are the individual, you will need to submit an NOC, a non-objection certificate from the developer. Why? Because these developers, what they do is that they confirm that there are no pending payments for the property. It could be payments towards installments. In that case, if title deed is not 100% with seller, developer will need to be involved, but anyhow. NOC, and it could also be payments towards the property, or usually what we are talking about with NOC is service charges. Yes, you have to pay quarterly service charge to the developer, and this is what they are checking, that is up to date. If not, you want to sell and you owe a year and a half, you'll have to pay it, and then they will give you the NOC, and then you can sell. That's how it works. Then what happens if we are going to buy through a company? If we're going to buy through a company, we want to prepare the license and the MOA or Articles of Association, whatever is applicable. Why? Because usually in the license is a one-pager. There it may tell you the name of the manager, usually has the authority to sign the purchase or the sale of real estate, but not always. So that's why the MOA, the Memorandum of Association, or AOA, Articles of Association, will help the authority confirm that the signatory bears the authority to sign. Then also you will need to prepare a certificate of incumbency. This is processed through the authority where your company is established, and an undertaking letter. An undertaking letter undertaken to inform the Dubai Land Department of any changes in the shareholding of your company. Why? Imagine I have one company that owns real estate, and I want to sell the real estate. If I sell the real estate, for sure it's going to be the 4%. But if long time ago some people were selling the company bypassing the 4%, right? To avoid this, you need to sign an undertaking, and you could of course be facing penalties. Yes. Also, because of this, only a number of free zones are allowed to buy real estate in the UAE. So this is why it's so important to check, because the level of checking has increased over the years. And then the same as an individual seller will need to prepare, the seller, company sellers will need to prepare NOC issued by the developer, and if they are a free zone, if they are buying, they will need to submit an NOC, a non-objection certificate, from the authority saying that they have no objection to buy property in Dubai, in the Emirate of Dubai. Very good. So we've talked about where, who, how much, the costs. We've also talked about the documents that we need to prepare. Now, lastly, I would like to talk about the forms. And when we talk about the forms in a real estate transaction in the Emirate of Dubai, we talk about two forms, Form B and Form F. Form B is the form, and these forms are prepared and issued by the Real Estate Regulatory Authority under the umbrella of the Dubai Land Department. They are processed online. Yes, so your details will be introduced in the system, and you will receive an email and an SMS with a link to the documents, and you will need to revise. If you don't agree with anything that the document contains, you will need to tell your real estate agent for them to implement the changes that you wish to implement. Yes, so Form B is a contract between you and your real estate agent. So you will agree on the terms, you are instructing them. This is to protect that you bypass, and the fees. Usually the average fees are 2% of the contract value. 2% on the contract value, of course, as any contract and any service, you can agree, but if you are put in front of you a 6%, I hope this video helps you understand that it's not what is customary. So double check that you are really getting 4% more in terms of services, etc., because the norm is the 2%. Then we talk about the Form F. Form F is the actual contract between buyer and seller. Yeah, you talk about price, who pays what. Very important, the time means. If you are buying through mortgage, you don't want to put 30 days here, yeah? Because chances are that you are going to take more time. But talk to your bank, get a pre-approval before you sign anything, yes? And 60 days, talk to your bank, they will be able to guide you, but my recommendation is do not sign any contract without a pre-mortgage approval, yeah? Then also very important, if the property is tenanted, who is going to get what? Yeah, if I sell in June, but I collected the rent payment in January, what am I going to do with the money, from June onwards? Usually this is pro rata, given or not given, yeah, but there is going to be a deposit, there is going to be certain things that you want to address. This is good time. Then very important when we talk about contract is sometimes you will be provided with these documents, but before you probably have been provided with private documents by the real estate agency. You want to ensure that what these documents say do not contradict the private documents. Yes, because in case of contradiction, these official documents are going to prevail. All right, we've seen the forms issued by the Real Estate Regulatory Authority through the Dubai Land Department, the documents that we need to prepare, the cost, how much, and where to look and make our numbers, and also the where and who can buy real estate in the Emirate of Dubai. I hope that that has been of help, that you have learned a little bit, that you have clarified any doubt that perhaps you had. If so, please do like my video, please subscribe to get information as soon as it is out, and shoot me any general questions that may be of help to other subscribers as well. Thank you very much.